The show can't start until we crack open a bottle of Revelton. Whether it's their crisp, clean vodka, the bold spice of their rye whiskey, the rich smoothness of bourbon, or the original honey whiskey that started it all, every pour is a taste of craft and passion straight from the heart of Iowa. So pour yourself a drink, settle in, and get ready to relax, laugh, and enjoy the show.
Hey, it's Andrew Downs. I'm proud to support Three Beards Media, and I would love to work with you. If you need merchandise for your company, organization, band, softball team, whatever, I can help. From name brand apparel to promotional items, large orders or small, online stores, and more, I can help your brand stand out. AKC Marketing is local, based in Johnston, and we are an employee-owned business, so our costs are low and our turnaround times are fast. But most importantly, we give you personal service to make sure you get exactly what you're looking for. Email me at andrew@akcmarketing.com or find me on social media, and let's make some cool stuff together. Now sit back and enjoy this Three Beards Media podcast.
From the top of Keenan, hear the roar so loud. Black and gold waving, we're a fearless crowd. Under them lights, the fight burns bright. Greatest team assembled, ready for the fight. We stand tall, we stand true. Every game, every play, got the Hawkeye view. Legends rise, and we all knew that the black and gold's coming straight for you. From a Hawkeye view, see the whole state rise. With a heart so strong and fire in our eyes. On the field, on the court, in the stands, we shine. The best in the game, and the state is mine. Cover Hawkeyes, marking, watch them break that glass. Dropping dimes, hitting threes, never second guess. Full court hustle, hear the sneaker slide. With the fight in our veins, we wear that pride. We stand tall, we stand true. Every game, every play, got the Hawkeye view. Legends rise, and we all knew that the black and gold's coming.
All right. Good evening. Andrew Barber here. Drew Shipley. Another episode of Hawk's Eye View. Drew, this is your Jordan flu game, bud. Your Jordan Rona game, if the Rona had existed. But we need you. We need you for this one. The Hawks need us all on Saturday. So how are you doing tonight?
We keep it a tight 30. We'll make it. Nah.
Okay, buddy. I'll try to do my best. You know how I ramble on sometimes.
Well, and we're in basketball season now too, right? So
Yeah.
to be fair, didn't get to watch the women because they were Big Ten Plus, I believe, in their opener, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the very, very few subscriptions I don't have. Did watch the men opener though, and that was impressive.
It was good. They did what they should do to a team like Robert Morris, although Robert Morris made the NCAA tournament last year, but largely not the team that they brought back. They didn't bring back the team that they had for the NCAA tournament last year. You know, it's
no, they're best players on our team now. So
yeah, and their other couple of best players went somewhere else. I think in the Big East, maybe Providence. I could be wrong. But that's the nature of the transfer portal. And, that defense right away in those first 5-6 minutes of the game where Robert Morris only had 2 points, it was like 22-2. That was what I think fans expected and really wanted to see from a McCollum-led team. So that was nice. Other than that, I was surprised by the lack of playing time for Brendan Housen. I thought he would maybe play a little bit more, but I understand he's coming off an injury. And then also Trey Thompson not playing at all is something that I found interesting for game one, just given the scenario and how big we were up in that second half. I thought that might have been a good time to get him in there, but maybe we'll see him more over the course of the year. But yeah, like you said, Bennett Sturts as advertised, impressive. What was impressive to you, Drew? What stood out to you the most?
So, I mean, what, 4 of the 5 starters are from Drake last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I watched Drake in person down in Wichita in the tournament to knock off Missouri. And it felt very much like watching it on TV, how I felt in person watching that Drake team take down Missouri. Just like breathtakingly exciting basketball of just in your face defense for 40 minutes. I would even go out to, I would say that this team even offensively was better than that Drake team last year, barring the fact that it was 4 out of the 5, and then Cooper Koch, which I don't remember what his stat line actually was, but he made a few shots yesterday or 2 days ago. Sorry. The pick and pop, the pick and roll with Fulgaris and Bennett Sturts is going to be deadly because they can both shoot from 3, and they can both get to the rim. So like typically in a pick and roll, it's only going one way, right?
Yep.
But it could go 4 different ways, regardless of who starts with the ball.
Yeah.
So I mean, running 4 plays with your 2 best players right there out of that, I mean, is going to be pretty deadly. I mean, you're probably going to score 30, 35 points a game between the 2, just running that in some sort of combination.
Certainly feels that way. Yeah, that's a deadly action there that they're going to run to death on offense. And I really liked Isaiah Howard, man. I wasn't sure about him starting, and I think there's still something to be said about him as a 3-point shooter. He only shot 1, didn't make it. That's kind of the perceived weakness, but he still had 10 points. He was aggressive, and he helped kind of initiate the offense too, which is something that he didn't do last year at Drake because it was his freshman season. So you could kind of see how his game has taken another step, but I would like to see it over the course of this year, him have a 3-point shot. And if he does that, that's just going to take this team to a different level because that's not his game right now, but we've been told behind the scenes that he has that in his game. I just want to see it happen on the court.
Sure. I thought Tavion Banks looked pretty comfortable around the rim too.
Oh, Tavion Banks. Yeah, we're 8 minutes in, just now bringing up Tavion Banks. Yeah, wow. Like he can guard everybody 1 through 4 on any given night, and I did not expect the athleticism. That alley-oop where he went up over everybody in one hand and threw it down, that is kind of athleticism this program hasn't had in quite a while.
Yeah, like Tyler Cookish.
Tyler Cook, for sure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of athleticism there. Yeah, it was a good opening night, and then I think they play again tomorrow night against Western Illinois, so it's another chance to just, keep that momentum and maybe see some more playing time out of guys who didn't get as much playing time in the first game.
Yeah, you were saying that you were surprised that they didn't really clear the bench in game 1, and this isn't your Fran McCaffrey Iowa Hawkeye non-con schedule. Like you're not going to get very many opportunities in this year's non-con to clear your bench and get playing minutes for those folks at the end of the bench. I just don't see it. I mean, look up and down the non-con schedule and the tournaments they're playing in. Like it's at that point in time, it's going to be settling into 8, 9, 10 guys at most.
Right. No. Yeah. It's not going to go beyond 8 or 9 guys once we settle into conference play, for sure. But I think it's interesting. The Trey Thompson thing is interesting to me because he reclassed to join Iowa a year early. And there's been a lot of preseason talk from both him and the coaching staff about him being a factor. And from his teammates as well about him being a factor this year. So
Sure.
if that's going to come to fruition, I think we're going to need to see him on Friday night and going forward too.
Okay.
That was probably the one that I was mainly not concerned, I guess. That's not really the word, just surprised by.
Sure.
And then I think a little bit too, Drew, like McCollum's rolling out the guys that he trusts the most. That's why the starting lineup is Drake heavy, former Drake guy heavy, with the exception of Cooper Koch. And then I think it could be as the season progresses that we see that change, that Fulgaris works his way into the starting lineup, or maybe a guy like Housen works his way into the starting lineup, and Howard comes off the bench.
Yeah. I don't see how Fulgaris is not in the starting lineup.
Yeah, well, I think the concern with him was his inconsistent effort in practice.
Okay.
And the energy that he brings every day just maybe hasn't been there like they thought it would be. But he's kind of a guy when the game is on, he's a gamer.
Yeah,
So,
Ben McCollum's not for everybody. He's going to get his 40 minutes
right.
of 100% effort on every play, right?
Especially on defense.
Yep. So I mean, you take one play off, one trip down at the end of the court, like you're doghouse. That's it. Like,
yeah, not doghouse, but you're coming out. I saw him do that in the one couple of Drake games that I went to. I mean, he pulled guys for things as little as not putting a hand up to contest a shot.
Things like that. That's lazy. There's no reason why you shouldn't have a hand up in the shot.
I know. And but what I really liked, and other people have pointed this out too, was even at the end of the game when this game isn't in doubt, it's the last 2 minutes, everybody's still going all out on defense. They're still putting their hands up. They're still talking. They're still doing their rotations, all the same. It was consistent, 40 minutes of effort the same way. My biggest concern is defensive rebounding.
And it was Coach McCollum's as well here in the post game conference. So that was yeah.
But unfortunately, I think that's going to be a talking point for us all year.
Is it though? Because it seemed like Coach McCollum was surprised by that he thought that this team's strength would be defensive rebounding.
Okay.
I'm going with 40 minutes in that this might be a blip.
Yeah, I mean, you do factor in that Robert Morris was shooting a lot of threes, and when you do that, it causes some long rebounds.
Yeah.
I think we got beat on some 50-50 balls where they just put in a little bit more effort into that, especially in the second half.
Yeah.
And like you said, I hope it's more of a blip because they created some long rebound situations. I'm only concerned when we go up against teams like Purdue and Michigan, who have multiple 7-footers, and we do not. So
True.
That's Fulgaris and Uric, who I guess are kind of your default fives. Maniau too, I guess, if you want to throw them in there. I think they combined for 2 or 3 defensive rebounds.
Yeah.
In the whole game. That's not ideal. But again, a good first start. We'll see more on Friday night, and we'll really see, I think, a lot more next Friday when they play Xavier at home. That's fun. I'm trying to find my way to that one.
Okay.
Just because, and it's almost sold out, which is awesome.
That's good.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've had a non-conference sellout for men's basketball in Carver. I can't remember the last time actually, but it's close. Not all the way there, but there's still plenty of tickets available, but it's few and far between.
It seemed like Coach McCollum was pretty happy with the participatory actions of the small but mighty crowd last night or 2 nights ago. It seemed like from people that were there, maybe been 10,000.
Yeah, I think he was happy with the students. I think he saw too many other people spectating. Um, yeah, yeah. He actually brought that up. He said, "We're not here to sit and spectate. Get up, do something." I mean, yeah, it'll take a minute for all of that to kind of
Set in.
change.
Yeah.
I think that mindset for people will have to change, but it's gonna get there. And I think next Friday, when they take on Xavier, will be kind of the start of that. So
I hope so. I hope so. That would be great.
yeah, yeah. Women's basketball, I didn't get to watch. I do have Big Ten Plus, but I was on my way back from South Dakota. I actually went to the Sanford Pentagon to watch the Field of 68 opening day games at the Sanford Pentagon.
You saw the Drake Bulldogs?
I saw the Drake Bulldogs pull off their first win of the Coach Henderson era.
Boy, that was a barn burner. That was
nerve-wracking. It was way too nerve-wracking. Northern Arizona is a NCAA tournament team too.
Yep.
So I knew that would be a test. And they brought back dudes from that team. And then also got to enjoy Murray State taking on Omaha. Murray State's going to be a decent Missouri Valley team this year.
Are they?
Yeah, they are. They have Mike Miller's son, NBA legend Mike Miller's son on the squad.
Legend.
And I would consider him a legend.
Oh boy.
I like him. He's great. And then also Fred King, who transferred down from Creighton. But this isn't a college basketball podcast, but I'm a pretty big college basketball nerd.
Clearly. You went and saw Valley basketball in the Pentagon in Sioux Falls.
Yeah, well, I intend on seeing more Valley basketball by way of going to Drake basketball home games, especially when Illinois State and Missouri State come to town. I think they're going to be good teams.
Okay.
So, yeah. All right. Yeah, women's basketball. I don't know what to say. I saw the score. I saw the box score. Turnover is a concern? Question mark. I don't know.
I vaguely looked at the box score.
Yeah.
Addie Deal not playing much.
Right. It's kind of like what I talked about with the men's team. I think she might get brought along. Probably end up in the starting lineup before the season's over.
Mm-hmm.
If I had to guess, but it might be a slow non-conference, slowly adjusting to,
and you're also expecting a negative result announcement here in about 21 minutes from a 5-star Johnston product.
I sure am. I am expecting that she will go to Notre Dame. That she being Jenica Lewis from Johnston, Iowa. So,
yeah.
Yep. That's all right. I mean, we obviously would have loved to have her. I think in her first year, she probably would have been off the bench. She had picked Iowa. I mean, I don't mean to talk about it like it's a foregone conclusion, but
I feel like you're talking about it like it's a foregone conclusion.
I am though. Because it just in my mind, it's gone. So, yeah.
Here's the thing: is if everybody already knows, then what's the point of the announcement? You know what I mean?
I know. I don't like it necessarily when people put out there the decision before the decision. I don't like how that culture has started up, but it exists and I follow it.
I hope your Trilly Donovan women's basketball person's wrong.
Skim Milky? Nah, Skim.
What a ridiculous name.
Skim Milky has a pretty good record, unfortunately.
Yeah. I'm sure he has some L's too.
Few and far between, my friend. He's
Okay.
like 90.
There's
He's
gonna be one here in 19 minutes.
I hope you are right, man. I would love to be wrong. I just don't see it. And on that note, I mean, it's kind of been said that maybe Lewis and Bjorn are a package deal. So
you were telling me that. I don't know as much about her.
I don't know. I also know that there's a strong pull to Kansas for whatever reason.
Oh, it's because I'm down here.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Pay attention to the Kansas Jayhawks women's basketball team because I think they actually got another 5-star recently.
They're giving away free tickets on VetTix all the time for Kansas women's basketball. No men's yet, though, unfortunately.
Well, Kansas women's basketball is doing something because they're all of a sudden in these recruiting battles for 5-star recruits.
Oh, so they have money.
They must have. They must have come up with some kind of money. Yeah. So look for the Iowa women. I mean, obviously getting McKenna Velitsko is awesome. I mean, we can't overstate that enough, but I think what this means, Drew, is that they're going to have to hit the transfer portal after this season a little bit.
So here's my question about this. So these are just verbal commitments, right? Like actual signing day for the basketball season is when?
Good question. I mean, I think these are going to be just verbal commitments at this point.
Right.
I don't know when the letters of intent drop.
Hayden Proctor was coming back to Iowa too until he wasn't.
Well, yeah. Yeah, and with the nature of the transfer portal, who knows? Maybe Jenica Lewis plays 2 years at Notre Dame and then decides to transfer and then just ends up in Iowa City.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, that's how these things work.
And then you get her best 2 years out of her instead of a bench year and a sixth woman, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, and that's how these things work. The Iowa staff is good at building relationships and keeping relationships and not burning bridges necessarily. So I think that door would be open. I'm not going to predict it, but you never know in the current climate of college basketball, how things work.
It'll be interesting to see how that pans out, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, I think it was also a question of playing time at Iowa. I think there's a clearer path to playing time at Notre Dame than there is at Iowa.
I don't see Iowa as a program where you just have a 5-star recruit freshman year on the bench, though. Like, I don't think we're to that point yet.
No, I don't think so either. But like we're seeing with Addy Deal, it's not immediate starter. Always.
That's interesting to me.
Yeah. It is to me as well, but yeah, we'll see how it all plays out.
Not only just immediate starter, I think she only played like 7 minutes or some shit.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy.
Anyway,
all right.
They've only each played one game. They're 1-0. That's all that matters.
Yep. All right, 23 minutes in. We definitely need to talk football because it's the biggest game of the year. You want to take a break now and then come back and talk football?
We might as well.
All right, sounds good.
Making great tasting bourbon requires the perfect combination of ingredients, conditions, and time. The longer it rests, the better it tastes. Revelton Distillery's new single barrel bourbon is made from 80% corn, sourced 100% from Iowa farmers. And unlike mass-produced bourbons, each barrel of Revelton's single barrel bourbon is unique, proofed on when it tastes best. As they like to say, it'll be ready when it's ready. And to ensure the highest standards of quality and flavor, owners Rob and Christy Taylor oversee the production and bottling. Every single barrel. Iowa born, Iowa aged, Iowa bottled. Try the new single barrel bourbon from Iowa's own Revelton Distillery. ReveltonDistillery.com.
Gentlemen, let's be honest. Finding the perfect gift for your wife or girlfriend isn't always easy. You want something thoughtful, stylish, and unique. And that's exactly what you'll find at Styled by JJ Boutique. Julia Bradshaw and her team strive to be your go-to boutique for casual, boho, and chic clothing and accessories, helping women elevate their style one piece at a time. Located right here in Johnston, Iowa, Styled by JJ brings trendy, high-quality fashion that boosts confidence without breaking the bank. So, if you're looking for a gift that says, I get you, instead of I tried, head to Styled by JJ Boutique. Because nothing makes her smile like feeling beautiful. Styled by JJ Boutique, where style meets confidence. Visit our Johnston location or shop online at styledbyjjboutique.com.
Whether you're buying, selling, or refinancing your home, or if it's simply time to renovate the one you're already living in, you need an experienced mortgage professional to help you analyze your financing options and to make sure the closing goes smoothly. And that's exactly what you get when you call Kyle Lehman at Wintrust Mortgage. Kyle's experience and expertise, coupled with Wintrust's rates and programs, ensures you'll get the mortgage that's right for you. You may even qualify for down payment assistance. Before you reach out to a realtor, call Kyle and get pre-qualified, empowering you to start shopping for the home of your dreams. Call Kyle at 515-473-0546. Kyle Lehman, Wintrust Mortgage, 515-473-0546.
All right, welcome back in. And yeah, Drew, we haven't talked about football yet, which is surprising because there's just a lot going on. But
to be fair, we had more current events. We had things that happened. They're coming off the bye week, as is Oregon. So we leave this as the meat, as the entree.
Perfect. Yeah, we warmed you up with men's and women's basketball talk, and now we'll get you to the main course.
In just enough time to get Jenica Lewis's Twitter ready to refresh at 6:00. So,
oh my,
you'll hear it here. I'm telling you right now, I'm ready to go.
Okay, great.
I'm feeling positive about it, Andrew.
Okay, I love it.
It's gonna take a left turn.
The roles are reversed here. You are the positive one, and I am not.
I need to just to get through it.
Okay, sounds good, man. Sounds good. But I'd like to start by asking, this is the biggest game in Kinnick Stadium since you fill in the blank.
So everybody that's anybody has said 2021 Penn State, but that's without knowing how the season went from then on, right? Where we were, we beat top 10 Indiana in the season opener, right? We were 5-0, playing Penn State, 3-4, everything on the table, right? So I have to say that game, but knowing how the game or that season ended, I guess it really didn't mean shit, right? I mean, both team seasons went to shit. We ended up an 8-win team and get our ass beat by Florida, I think, in another Outback Bowl, something like that. At Penn State, I don't know if they won again, actually, after that. Didn't they have like a fucking 6-game skid there?
Yeah.
It was bad. I mean, it was like crash and burn bad.
Yeah, they did crash and burn, if I remember right.
They might have scrounged up another win, like 7-5 or something. But anyway, but yeah, like knowing what I know now, 2015 Big Ten championship game, because that was college football playoff on the line.
I did say in Kinnick Stadium.
Oh, in Kinnick. I'm sorry.
In Kinnick. But I would agree with you if it was just of Iowa football.
Oh, and Kinnick, then for sure, it's the Penn State game. There's no doubt about that.
Okay.
I couldn't even. I don't even know if I can name number 2.
I will submit to you number 2, and I think that's the 2010 game against Wisconsin. The fake punt game.
Okay.
Or maybe the 2009 game against Northwestern, who we were supposed to blow out. The Ricky Stanzi injury game to stop our undefeated season there. So I don't know. Probably 2021 Penn State, but I lead in with that because this is a big moment it feels bigger than 2021 Penn State to me.
So I get actually. Oh, since you said it in Kinnick Stadium, I was going to say. So to follow up on that, then I would have said the game after Stanzi went down, where we went into Ohio State and should have beat them.
Should have beat them with James Vandenberg at quarterback,
but not at Kinnick, so that doesn't qualify.
Right, but yeah, we still should have beat Ohio State in that game, unfortunately. I just think that this is a big moment for the program. Because we're starting to sort of rewrite the narrative about the offense.
Starting to.
Yeah, I think it's starting to come around.
We're still only passing the ball like 90 yards a game.
Yeah, I know, but it's coming around a little bit. We're starting to rewrite that narrative, but also there's the narrative of we haven't beat the ranked team in I don't know how long. It's been way too long.
I think it's 11 games.
Yeah, 11 games against ranked teams and not having won.
Yep.
That's got to end. That is.
And 11 games is actually quite a bit considering Iowa's schedule, like pre Pac-12 new members, right? Because the Big Ten West, we rarely played a ranked team in the Western Division, and we may or may not have played one from the Eastern side, whether that was Ohio State, Penn State,
Michigan,
a random Michigan, yeah.
Yeah.
So the fact that for the last 11, I think is the number is 11, like probably spans clear back to the 2015 season.
Yeah. Yeah, because Northwestern was ranked in that 2015 season. Oh, we beat a ranked Ohio State team in 2017.
That was the Woodshed game.
Yeah, that may be it.
That might be it. That might be the last one.
Was USC ranked in the Holiday Bowl in 2019?
The Holiday Bowl count?
Okay, I don't know.
They probably were because like the Holiday Bowl was like their second highest conference tie-in bowl at that time, which was part of like the Pac-12's demise, which is still sad to me, man. Like college football does not seem right without the Pac-10, Pac-12.
Yeah, it's interesting for sure. The landscape on the West Coast has changed a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, those narratives, and then also legitimate actual chance if you win out, including this one, to make the playoffs again is why I think this is kind of the biggest moment for the Iowa football program. And maybe it's history because I don't want to go too far and put too much on one game, but you win a game like this and it starts to set you up on a path for the post-Kirk Ferentz era, in my mind, where if you kind of make this little jump to where you can become a college football playoff contender, 1 year doesn't mean that you're doing it on a consistent basis, but doing it this year would give you momentum for next year. You know, once that train kind of starts rolling,
yeah,
and the program just kind of elevates.
And it gains you momentum in the NIL world now, right? Like you're coming out, your program's coming off a college football playoff appearance, right? You get to sell that as one of only 12 teams in the entire country that did so.
Right.
So absolutely, conference prestige obviously all goes into that. It kind of seems to me like the guys that we get like out of the transfer portal aren't often sought out by other Big Ten teams. Have you noticed that? Like, are we just finding like diamonds in the rough?
I mean,
because Brendan Sullivan, he was wanted by, or not Brendan Sullivan, I'm sorry.
Cade.
Cade was wanted by other folks as well.
So was Gronowski.
Gronowski was wanted by Miami, allegedly, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't remember a Big Ten team.
Northwestern, because the South Dakota State coach went there.
Okay.
Or the OC that, remember when we thought maybe the South Dakota State wide receiver would follow Gronowski too? He ended up at Northwestern. That's why. So I guess the offensive coordinator from South Dakota State went to be the offensive coordinator there. Not that
I guess what I'm saying, Andrew, is I think this puts you in the spectrum of being able to compete in the NIL space with Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State, Oregon, USC,
Indiana.
Yeah, I think that puts us in the space where we are able to compete. I don't think money's a factor at the University of Iowa.
Not.
If they spend it wisely, if they're able to get, I don't know. Have you ever watched Supermarket Sweep when you were a kid?
Yeah.
You always found the best deals in the store, and you got bonus dollars because you found them. You did the ground coffee, so you get a bonus $50, whatever. You know, you got to find the deals in there. That's kind of where we're at.
Yeah, I would have to go back and look at like the Nick Jackson transfer recruitment, because he might have been one where some Big Ten teams were sniffing around. I could have definitely seen that.
That's true.
He was pretty heralded. But yeah.
I guess what we're also not thinking about either is the ones that we've lost in the NIL era as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or in the transfer portal era in general, not necessarily NIL. You know, most recently Charlie Jones, Tyrone Tracy type.
Sure.
All conference players.
Sure. Yeah.
But it's not like we lost him to Ohio State. We lost him to fucking Purdue.
Well, we lost him to Jeff Brom.
That's true. And then Jeff Brom, or Purdue lost Jeff Brom like the next season. So
yes. All right.
We'll be coaching against him soon.
Maybe.
I think he's going to Penn State.
You think so? We'll see.
Right. He's pretty close. He's pretty close. He's at Louisville.
Yeah.
Got them right in the hunt.
True.
Anyway, sorry.
No, I don't know where I wanted to go next, but basically
program changing
for sure. Potentially. As far as the game itself, what does Iowa have to do to win?
I mean, I think it's the recipe like they've had all season. I think it's limit possessions. Got to run the ball effectively. Sounds like it's going to be a shitstorm. 40s, windy, rainy type situation. Which, if we were playing USC or UCLA, I would feel a little bit better about. But Oregon that's kind of their MO, weather. So I don't necessarily see the weather factor being a positive for the Hawkeyes. Maybe in relative to style of play.
Their downfield passing game is a pretty big bulk of their offense, and they do rely on it.
Okay.
So
I'm just saying that these are conditions that they are used to. This isn't USC Beach Boys coming to a freezing rain Iowa City.
Yeah, I do know that it does rain in Oregon, but I also don't think that they're maybe as prepared for how cold it's going to be along with that rain.
Yeah, maybe not.
And how it may be sleet. And also it's going to be dark by the time the second half kicks off, and the crowd's going to be nuts, and Kinnick's going to be under the lights. And
So I guess to answer your question, I think it affects the style of play for Oregon more so than anything else.
yes.
Iowa's got to run the ball, plain and simple.
Mm-hmm.
I know Oregon has a top 10 defense. I know they have like a top 5 back 4 that if we get into a 7-10 point deficit, I'm not going to feel great about it, unlike the previous comebacks we've made.
Right.
Like Penn State. I feel that would go into a snowball effect of trying to force things down the field, turnovers. Next thing you know, it's 24-3 at half or some shit like that.
Yeah, we have to punch them in the mouth early and often.
Yep.
We
just got to take care of the ball. If you don't turn the ball over, I feel great about this game, actually.
Yeah, it would be nice because against Indiana, we gave them a free 7 points. We gave Penn State a free 7 points with the pump block. Indiana with the interception that we threw, and they convert to a touchdown right away. And yeah, we played Indiana tough, tougher than what Oregon played them, to be honest.
Yep.
Because Oregon lost that game 30-20, but Drew, what I didn't realize is Oregon had a pick 6. They only scored 13 points. We scored effectively 13 points too, because Indiana did that weird thing where they ran into the back of the end zone and we got 15 points because of a safety. Oregon only effectively scored 13 points, but the game wasn't in doubt necessarily. Indiana went in there and punked them. They did not do that to Iowa.
Yeah, this isn't a traditional Oregon offense. I will say that. I will say that this isn't Dylan Gabriel. This isn't, oh gosh, what was that running back's name? Jermichael James, was that his name?
Michael James, Kenyon Garner. Yeah. The Mariota teams that you think of.
Yeah, this is not that Oregon offense.
Not at all.
They were not impressive in wins over Northwestern and Wisconsin.
Sure.
I mean, actually, the Wisconsin game was actually in doubt in the third quarter.
Yeah, Dante Moore didn't play the second half, so we should throw that caveat out there. But they did struggle with Wisconsin in similar weather.
Yep.
And that game was in Oregon, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, and they struggled.
I think that ended up being like 27-10 final.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah, like I will say this, like you say this is the biggest game since, right?
Yep.
And I'm trying to prevent myself from looking down to next week.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. Because
it's on the road. Because I think USC at that point in time, when attrition happens in the college football playoff top 25, they might be in the top 10. If we beat Oregon, we'll be in the top 15 for sure.
Yes, we will.
And that game will essentially be a college football playoff eliminator.
And I feel like this week is too. So next week we'll just
I mean, it just depends on, I guess, when the game lands on the schedule, right? But like, I have more worries, I guess, what I'm saying, going into next week, going West Coast, because of the
history,
because of the narrative.
Yeah, the history there with teams from the Midwest going to the West Coast.
And it's definitely not a stereotype. I don't think it's a stereotype at all. I think
there's actual
matter of fact.
There's actual data to back it up. Just like there's actual data to back up West Coast teams going to the East or the Midwest.
Yeah.
No, that's a fact. No, we'll get to that. I mean, if we win, then I mean, I could come back to you next week and say this upcoming game against USC is the biggest game since last week, because that will be true, and it will be no, like I think every game for Iowa from here on out is playoff eliminator. It's just the level of opponent these next 2 weeks is high. It's not easy. Not that Michigan State and Nebraska are easy, but easier by comparison to Oregon and USC.
Breaking news.
Let's hear it.
Jenica Lewis tweeted 4 minutes ago, from every moment, every game, every dream, it all fits. Committed to Notre Dame.
Yep.
Did I have you on the edge of your seat a little bit, though?
You did, man. You did it.
God damn
Put
it.
me on the edge of my seat for about 5 seconds.
That's a bummer. That's bummer news. You already knew it, but
All right. Well, yeah, I mean, there's factors going Iowa's way in this one, I think. I looked it up. Oregon's best win is probably that win at Penn State, just given the circumstances of they still had Drew Aller at that point. There was still hope for Penn State at that point, and there was in
Happy Valley
in a whiteout.
So what's that say about our 1 point win then?
Yeah, I don't know.
Of a team that was kicked in the nuts, fired their coach, lost their quarterback for the season, and we only won by 1 at home.
Yeah, I know.
So if you want to look at common opponent comparisons, but then you got the Wisconsin game,
right? And then their best win, I mean, just looking at the conference standings, is Northwestern. Our best win is
Minnesota.
I mean,
Same. I think it's a pretty similar resume, if we're being honest.
I do.
Outside, I think the Wisconsin game's an outlier because we just kicked their ass.
And for us, Iowa State lost is an outlier.
That's true.
That they don't have a non-conference loss like we do.
Yeah, and the fact that they're falling on their face doesn't help us at all.
I know. That's what makes the margin for error a lot thinner. So
they lost Jamison Patton in the back of that defense for this weekend as well. So good luck at TCU. Going to lose their fucking 5th straight.
Yes, they are. I can say that with full confidence that there will not be a miracle win on the road at TCU this week.
Could you imagine being 5-0, being 13th ranked in the country, to go from that to potentially not making a bowl? Because then they go to Kansas, or is it at Trice? Either way, Kansas really
Doesn't
gets
matter. It's tough.
And then your bowl life goes to Oklahoma State, which has nothing to lose.
Yeah, they're gonna get bowl eligible because they play Oklahoma State. In my mind,
Maybe. I think it's at Oklahoma State.
Yeah, that's not a guarantee, but I think they'll find a way. Find a way.
Oh boy, that would be a hell of a story.
Yeah, but it's not going to be a great bowl. That's for sure.
Wow.
Even if they won out, I don't think it would be a great bowl. No, don't want to talk about them too much when we've got a big game coming up. Yeah, you mentioned Oregon's defense. They are good. So that combined with how good Iowa's defense is and the weather, I mean, it's a huge recipe for the under in total points.
Yeah, I think it's 40.5.
Yeah, and I think that's far too high just with how these teams play. No, I think A&F podcast, I've shouted them out before. They're awesome with X's and O's, and they kind of pointed out how if there is a weakness maybe to Oregon, it's their run defense, and it's their run defense on the edges. But I also just saw from Bill Connolly, he's kind of like a stats guru with ESPN College Football, and they do like play tracking. And no one is more balanced than Iowa when it comes to attacking gaps. Like with our runs, yeah, we obviously, you can tell run versus pass with Iowa, but we're very unpredictable with our runs because we attack every gap evenly.
A, B, C. Yep.
Yeah, every single one of them evenly. That includes the edges. So that's, I think, probably that's awesome. I didn't realize that until Bill Connolly pointed that out. But I think you'll see a little bit more of a shift towards us trying to run towards the edges with our backs and Gronowski. That's where I think Gronowski is going to be a big part of the run game.
Reaching.
Yes, him too.
You got to get him the ball more. Got to find a way to get him the ball more.
Yeah. On that note too, I gotta credit again other podcasts for this, but Oregon, they don't punt a lot, but they've only allowed -1 punt return yards all year.
What?
Yeah. -1 punt return yards all year. And it's because they do this rugby style bouncing kick that is difficult to field.
All right. Here's a prediction. Over Caden Weegan, 0.5 yards of punt return.
Yeah. I'd say that's a lock, Drew. Kluver and those washed up walk-on guys that love to talk special teams.
Yeah.
Because that's what they know best from their playing days. Basically said if Weegan is able to kind of predict where the ball is going to go and catch it off one hop, that it's going to be a nightmare for Oregon if he's able to field it cleanly, because the way that these punts work, there's nobody within 20 yards of the returner.
Right.
So if they field it cleanly, they like our chances of Weegan doing something big with a return.
I like that.
So I think that's just a secret hidden little key to the game there.
Oh, for sure.
Is their punt unit, which I do think they'll have to use more because they've been averaging 2 punts per game. I think they'll have to use their punter more than twice in this game. If I had to predict.
Yeah.
I mean, if they don't have to use their punter twice, we're getting blown out. Is what that means.
Yep.
So, yeah, Weegan's going to have an opportunity to make a play, I think, and is probably going to make one, and that's going to help Iowa out in this game.
I like it. I like it, and I also see that. Yeah, that makes sense to me. I would not push back on that at all if that were to happen.
Yep. Also, I love the quote from Mark Gronowski, him saying he's not 100%. Nobody's 100% in November. But he said he's as close as he has been since the injury.
Yeah.
I think he looked pretty good the last time out. So if he's feeling better now than the game against Minnesota, where I thought he was pretty good, I like our odds because he played well enough against Indiana to win. If he's able to sort of replicate that type of a performance, but actually finish the game, I feel like Iowa can finish the game too.
Absolutely. Yep.
So we got a lot of things going our way, Drew. Thanks for gutting it out. I know we're way longer than what you anticipated.
It's all good. It's all good.
But yeah, one last thing I'll say is Dante Moore has struggled at times against zone coverage. That is something that he has not figured out, and that is something that young quarterbacks struggle with, and Iowa plays a lot of. So,
and to your point, this whole roster is pretty young, as it's been mentioned by many of pods and many of outlets that I've heard this week. Is a very young Oregon roster, talented definitely, but young, that has not necessarily been in this. I mean, I guess they went to the whiteout when things were still hostile.
yes.
But I think this will be on that level, barring with the things that are on the line for Iowa. It will be that type of situation again. So.
Oh, and they played in a whiteout, but now they're going to play in a blackout.
Nice.
So, no, because Iowa's coming out with the all black jerseys.
That's the Veterans Appreciation Game. It's
Yeah.
the all blacks and the red, white, and blue hurt.
Oh man.
I need to get one. I need to get one of those. By the way, I need one for my card decal.
There you go. Yeah, those are always sweet. I love it when we pull that out.
Oh, for sure.
But I love the all black.
I think I've heard. I think I've heard a stat about the All Blacks.
Let's hear it.
Well, I mean, I can't honestly remember what it was, but I think they're undefeated in them.
I would go with that. I can't remember a loss in the All Blacks.
I think the All Blacks have been undefeated. Granted, I think that they've only been like 7-8 times, but
what's the? It would have had to have been over the last. I don't remember if this is over the last 4 years or 5 years, so forgive me, but I think our November record is 17-3 in the last 4 or 5 years. So we aren't used to losing in November.
It's pretty good.
And the last 2 times a ranked team came to Kinnick in November were 2017 Ohio State, 2016 Michigan.
Oh.
Those were the last 2 times a ranked team came through.
Woodshed and 14-13.
Yeah. So I'm expecting something a lot closer to the 14-13 Michigan level. But you never know if we're able to pounce on Moore early. He has shown the ability to be rattled. Yeah. Whereas when we were playing Indiana, Mendoza is just a lot more. We did everything we could to rattle him, and he found a way to get it done. But I don't think Dante Moore has been rattled the way that we're going to try to rattle him.
Oh, we're not trying. It's going to happen.
I think we're going to rattle him. So it's just how will you bounce back?
Yep.
But all right, Drew, any last things before we make some score predictions and get on out of here?
There have been some kiss of death predictions that I've read and watched today. I watched Kirk Herbstreit on Pat McAfee predict Iowa upsetting Oregon. I watched Iowa's favorite cheerleader, Brandon Walker from Mississippi State, pick Iowa over Oregon this weekend, and to say to buy Iowa stock low on a video reel. Actually, about a half hour before this. And I hate that motherfucker, so that doesn't make me feel good that some pundits are trying to be cute, thinking that Iowa's going to pull off the upset, but I don't think we need to be cute about it.
No.
I think we just need to play our game with the players that we have. We stay healthy and let the chips fall where they may, because I think we have the best defensive coordinator in the country, best special teams in the Big Ten, probably. And I think this game comes down to special teams. So,
all right.
That's all I would say about that.
All right. Well, you want to go first?
Well, that being said, it's going to be 1917 Iowa, Drew Stevens walk-off field goal. We've done that a time or two in Kinnick, a la Penn State, a la Michigan.
Yeah.
Done a lot of walking off field goals of Kinnick in the Kirk Ferentz era, and I think this is a Kirk Ferentz special. So I think Kirk Herbstreit said 1918. I'm saying 1917.
Yeah. All right. Well. Yeah. Yeah. I've gone back and forth in my mind a lot of times here. I think there's something about the rule that Iowa's on right now. I think we're playing our best football at the right time. Gronowski is way more comfortable than where he started the season. I mean, our 2 losses are September, right? Where I think really, I'm going to sound like an Iowa State fan when I say this. If we played them now, we'd crush them. We'd crush. It wouldn't be close. But that's not how it works. It was game 2 for him, and then also it was game 4 in that Indiana game when we saw the best version of him to that point. He rises to the occasion, Drew. He rises to the moment. And I think this is another time where he will rise to the occasion, and this time he'll be able to finish it. And I think it's going to be not a walk-off field goal. I think it's going to be just a little bit more convincing than that. 24-13 Iowa.
Oh, wow.
I think it's going to be a little bit more convincing, and Oregon's going to leave pretty frustrated. I don't think they're going to be putting up a lot of points, making big plays. I think this defense is playing at its best level since probably that 2021 season too. I like
your prediction a lot better.
It's starting to fire on all cylinders. I think in my mind. Yeah, and the offense was lacking, but the offense is not lacking anymore, and now we're going to get to see what that means for everyone else when Iowa has an offense that actually works somewhat.
I love it.
So 24-13, Iowa, we're coming. We're going to get it done. Hopefully we come back next week, Wednesday or Thursday, and this is a celebration / look forward to, well, the next playoff game against USC.
They're all playoff games at this point.
I know. If we do end up making the playoffs, once we get there, it'll be like we've been in the playoffs for 4 weeks already.
It will have been earned. That's for sure.
Yeah. It's not going to be given for sure. So, all right. Well, I think that'll do it for both of us, unless you got any last tidbits.
I don't think so. I think I'm good.
All right. Well, stay dry if you're going to the game this weekend, but also, Bill, if you're listening, we're going to need you to break every bone in your body cheering for Iowa.
I've seen his get up on Facebook. He's ready to go.
Yeah, he's ready to go.
He's in a waterproof fucking suit.
Yeah. North End Zone will be well represented once again by our own Bill Blank. But if you're lucky enough to have a ticket to go and you're an Iowa fan, this is a lose your voice moment. Do everything you can. I'm sure the Kinnick crowd will be jazzed up. It might be the loudest that we've ever heard. So,
maybe.
Yeah, but do your part, I guess, is all I'll say. Don't really need to tell anybody that. I think everybody's on that page, but do your best if you're there. And also, if you have tickets, let me know. I would love to get there. I would love to get there. So,
I'm not doing anything Saturday.
Yeah.
I might not be up to it by then.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all right. Let me know if you have an inside track on tickets. I need to be there.
All right, man. Sounds good.
All right. Thank you all. Have a great night. Appreciate you all. Go Hawks.
Go Hawks.
Talking football, talking hoops, every sport in between. I don't WA, yeah, you know what I mean. From a long time, you'll see the whole state.